Talking liposuction today. Who wants to get skinny? This is no tummy tuck, no BMI restrictions, no age limits, no general anesthesia. You're awake the whole time. And if your pricing questions, you're gonna go to our website, myshapelipo.com, and we have an instant quick quote. We make it super easy for you. And I put a lot of the information on the screen here, so you can do a screenshot and we can get a picture of my pretty mug, and but more importantly, get the information on the screen. And you can see these pictures, zoom in on them, look at the details, fun stuff. Any questions you have? What's up, Alex, Dolores, Lindsay, welcome, Angel, thank you for stopping by today. Anna, Baby, Nora, welcome. So as you guys are jumping on here, make sure you're liking the page, following us, doing all the good stuff that you should be doing. Share. A lot of this information is not readily available to people, so I'm out here with my megaphone letting you guys know what is actually possible for you. You're gonna see some pretty incredible things here today. We got some awesome pictures for you. You're gonna see some things that you may have thought was impossible. And I'm hoping to capture those people, because when you think this is impossible, you become my best, you're like my lovers. You're gonna love everything that I do after that, because it's incredible what we're able to do with just removal of fat, with just liposuction. It'll blow your mind away. So this is an example of 360 lipo. What's up, Lupita? Stacy, what's going on? Stacy, you're gonna be jumping around, I'm sure, right? You always jump to every channel. So we're on live on everything today right now. This is one of my favorite patients. This was years ago, but she made a complete change of her life. She's now living in Hawaii, living her dream. And once you get the body that you want, once you feel better about yourself, it's like your whole world opens up to a different potential, and you have the ability to start doing the things that you really want to do. And most people in life, they get stuck on their fears, their fears and anxiety. You're so worried about what other people think about your hanging belly or looking a certain way. And when we can make you feel better, man, it's like you can do anything. And not only that, some of our larger patients, removing large volumes of fat makes it way easier. Your life becomes way easier. That big belly's in the way. I'm a backpacker, and sometimes I carry like 50-pound backpacks, and it's heavy as hell. And I couldn't imagine having to carry around an extra 50 to 100 pounds every day. That would be insane. But people do it. And I can't, like, you are so strong. It's crazy. You get so strong, you don't even realize it. Don't even realize it. Let's get some of these lights on. There we go. Get some better lighting for you guys here. Okay, so we got some questions. What's up, our TikTokers? You can fix someone who's had lipo that looks wavy and irregular. Absolutely. It's called a revision. You'll find that this procedure is technique based, meaning that if you don't have good technique, then you don't know what the hell you're doing. This is something that I've developed over the past 17 years I've been doing liposuction. I suck tons and tons of fat out of people. I've helped thousands and thousands of individuals. But I can tell you what, I've trained lots of doctors, and this is not something that people pick up quickly. It's certainly not. So you have to get lots of practice. And here's the thing: is who do you think they practice on? You. Okay, don't be that person that they're practicing on. When you come to me, I've already got all my practice in. I've made lots of mistakes in the past, and fortunately I got past it, right? A lot of doctors, what ends up happening is they make mistakes, they fail early on, and they go out of business. So the fact that I've been in business for 17 years, I think says a lot about me. But even more than that, the fact that my previous patients, like Stacy, here on, I think that's Instagram, she keeps coming back. She keeps, staying involved with our group. She's sending her sister in for her sister to get treated, and we're here to help it. We're here to help. This is it. We're trying to change the lives of individuals and make an impact on this world. Okay. Anyone in NYC? I was just out there. We got lots of patients that fly in from out of state, especially the East Coast. In fact, I had 2 consultations today from individuals from New York. They're going to be coming out in the next couple weeks. So especially you TikTokers, you know, look, it's crazy. We literally just got started on TikTok like a month ago, and we already have almost 14,000 people. And people are coming. So you're gonna see in the next couple months, a lot of our TikTokers are gonna start coming through. So we're gonna be showing more of the procedures on TikTok. You guys are gonna get some more content on there, some really good stuff. And you'll be able to speak to individuals that have come through TikTok and then gotten their procedures. So lots of good stuff coming for us. Hope you guys are excited. Hope you're ready to change your life, because you know, when you have something that you don't like about yourself, it tends to limit every aspect of your life. You know, even the simple stuff is when you go to work, or go out to see friends, or maybe you decide not to go out to see friends because you're embarrassed, and you want to stay away from people. You don't want people to see you the way that you are, and it's just hiding. And here's the thing, is we can change you. What's up from Kentucky? Nice. Okay, how much is liposuction? So your pricing questions, you're gonna look right here. We have a quick quote. If you go to our website, myshapelipo.com, you're gonna click on the quick quote. Can I get lipo even if I had a C-section 1 year ago? Absolutely. It just makes sure that the wound is healed. That's the most important thing. I had cool sculpting and it didn't even work. Waste of money. Absolutely. I wish you would have found me before then. I would have told you that a long time ago. Cool sculpt, most of the non-surgical treatments are a waste of your money. You're certainly not going to get these kind of results. So it depends on what your expectations are. If you don't mind having, you know, mediocre results, or maybe you're close to your ideal weight, like some of these patients here. But cool sculpt is certainly not going to get you the change that you're looking for. Sorry, my big head's in the way here. But I thought it'd be nice, you guys get to see what I look like. I know on TikTok I just show the pictures, so maybe this is a little more personal. Erica, you say you want a tummy tuck. You know, I think I'm gonna start getting some pictures of tummy tuck so you guys understand what you're getting yourself into. And the surgery of tummy, we'll probably get banned from TikTok for showing this stuff, but the tummy tuck is a difficult procedure. And here's the thing, you have to get general anesthesia for tummy tuck, and general anesthesia is very unsafe. There's lots of complications. In fact, many of the complications from any procedures come from general anesthesia. So I'm sorry, my head's getting in the way. I'm gonna keep trying to move around for you guys. Yes, we are located in Vegas. Cassandra, I don't think there's any plastic surgeons that are any good in Michigan, unfortunately. So you're gonna probably have to travel anyhow. So you might as well come out to Vegas where you can get these kind of results. These are not, you can't just go to anybody to get liposuction. You can't, and don't think that liposuction is just one of those things you just, everybody can do. This is experience. Thousands and thousands and thousands of procedures that I've done, repetitions. This is tons of repetitions. This muscle memory that I create that allows me to get the consistency. It's not about, anybody can get these results once, but I've been able to get these consistently for years. What's up, Nashville? I like Nashville. I was just out there. We went to was it Thanksgiving? We were out at the, what's that called? There's Smoky Mountains out there. I forgot what the town was called, but we stayed at this really cool little town right there. Pigeon Forge or something like that. Pretty nice. Okay, what day do you do procedures normally? Normally Sweet Jelly. No, so normally we're doing Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I think it is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we're changing things up in the coming future. So we're opening up different days. We're gonna give more availability. And since we got a lot of people that are interested and want different times, we're gonna open up some different opportunities for you. We don't have any BMI limits. You're gonna see from the pictures, we do lots of very large individuals. Okay, I'm getting a tummy tuck on 9/14. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I was hoping to save some individuals from getting the tummy tuck. So you realize that it's possible to get these results without a tummy tuck, and you can see behind me here, how this hanging belly hangs, and then over here there's no hang, and there's no big scar from a tummy tuck either. And the recovery from this is substantially easier than a tummy tuck. And if you want to actually communicate with these individuals, you go to our Facebook group. We have a private Facebook group. called My Shape Lipo Support Group, and you can actually communicate with these individuals and ask questions. So it's almost like having a friend or family member who's had a procedure at My Shape Lipo. Okay, we do these while you're awake. Thank you for sharing. Okay, I've been looking into Sonobello. Sonobello is a lead generation, so you have no idea who you're gonna get as your doctor. More importantly, you're not gonna know what their results are. All of these results are my patients. I'm the one that does them. So when you come to me, these are the kind of results that you get. Sonobello, I mean, you're gonna find it, first of all, Sonobello is way more expensive than us. And they're probably gonna recommend that you do a tummy tuck. So it's your choice. I'm not saying don't go, but you need to find somebody that for one, that you know that the results that you've seen are their results. And if you can't speak to their previous patients, reviews are fake, people. So reviews, you can't judge that for that anymore. There's lots of lawsuits going on with Amazon, with Yelp, with Google, and they have this negative. It's the reviews. They're all fake. Even the good ones are fabricated. Negative ones, most of those are put up by competitors or people that are just trying to cause harm. You can see this is 360 lipo with a BBL. Get my head out of the way so you can see the change to the butt. Okay, how painful is it during the procedure? So everybody's a little bit different. The process of getting you numb is typically the part where it's the uncomfortable part where you're gonna feel. So think of it like when you go to the dentist and you get this, they inject you and you feel this pinching sensation. It's uncomfortable, you probably don't like it, but then a few minutes you get numb and everything's cool. Same thing with liposuction. We're gonna inject this numbing fluid and it's gonna be uncomfortable for a few minutes, and then after it's numb, you feel good. Okay, got my quote. Now I'm trying to schedule time off from work. Nice, funk vibe, good to hear you. Okay, can you do skin tightening in places that don't need lipo, like upper abdomen? Well, yes you can, but I promise you have fat there, and it's the process of removing the fat that does the real, getting the fat out properly. And the way, when I say properly, what I mean is that you have to take it out to leave a thin, it's gotta be a very thin layer. The thin layer allows for the skin to lay flat. If it's a little bit too thick, the skin still hangs. Why does it hang? It's gravity. Think about this stuff. I'm not making this stuff up. This is not rocket science. But if any of you took physics in high school, you know that gravity pulls down on mass. Okay, if you have mass or fat, we'll call it fat, right? But if you have mass that gravity can pull down on, that's when your skin sags. If the mass isn't there, gravity's not pulling on it. I mean, this has got to start making sense to you. I know the plastic surgeons have like brainwashed all of you to think that you're gonna have an empty sack of skin after liposuction, so you have to get it cut away, but it's simply not true. It's not, and I'm gonna show you lots of pictures today. We have lots of them. Lots of happy patients. You do not need a tummy tuck. What's up, Jersey? Stephanie Brown. Okay, California. Yes, pigeon forage is fun. You know, I found it was really very touristy. I was surprised because I thought it would be, I thought where I was going would be more like country, and it was, but pigeon forage was like so touristy, I couldn't even stand it. And that Dolly Parton place, whatever that place is called. Okay. Virginia in-house. Dallas, what up? Houston, Houston is one of those cities that I haven't been to that I really like to go to. I heard they have a really cool walk along, I think it's like a river walk or something.
And on Instagram it says, what's the downtime?
What's the downtime? So after these procedures, you can see this this block right here. About 82% of our patients return to a sedentary type job within 3 to 5 days. Okay, we got Spanish speakers on. Is that YouTube? Is that responding to someone else?
Facebook seems that everybody's in Spanish.
Oh, Facebook is?
Yeah. YouTube, Glorious Woman just says hi.
What's up, Glorious? Okay, what about my BMI needs to be, it doesn't need to be, so 5'2", 240, I literally just did a consultation with somebody that had that exact same, you can go to our quick quote. So go to our website. On the website, there's a quick quote that you click on and you can get your pricing immediately right now. See, Ira Sanchez says plastic surgery in Connecticut is so expensive. Well, I can tell you why. Connecticut has I think the top zip code, the most expensive zip code in the world, in the country. So of course you have, wealthy fund managers there that plastic surgeons are probably catering to. But the truth is like I said, this is repetition. And so if you're not doing a lot of it, so a lot of these, see, I do more liposuction in a year than most of these doctors do in their whole career. So when you start to consider the experience that they have is a fraction of what I have. And even though they have some degree or piece of paper that they got from some school that said that you're good, they patted them on the back, shook their hand and everything, it doesn't make anybody good, I promise you. There's no degree, no piece of paper that's gonna make you any good. In fact, there's no test that you can take on liposuction that's gonna make you good at it. It's all repetition, it's using your hands. And it's over and over and over. It's muscle memory. You got to create the muscle memory. California, Modesto. No tummy tucks though. We do all this is liposuction with no tummy tucks. We get lots of people from Modesto, Fresno, Bakersfield, all that Central Valley. Lots of people there. Hey, if I come out to Houston, I'm gonna stay with you. Okay, what about the extra skin with lion and, well, here, I'm gonna get out of the way so you guys can see. If you can find the extra skin, we could cut it off, but it's just not there. And you can see how it folds over right here, and it looks like, holy crap, she's gonna have loose skin afterwards, but when in fact, she doesn't. And let's see, I think we had the front view. No, I think, there's a front view of this one so you guys can see. There's no cut. This is only liposuction. Only liposuction. And the skin, it tightens up every single time. Just Nike for real said tummy tucks hurt like hell. I don't doubt that. They're cutting your skin, they're cutting your muscle. You have a huge scar all the way across your belly. It's gotta be uncomfortable. I couldn't imagine, imagine if they pulled the skin a little bit too tight and you can't stand up straight all the way. Or I like to do back bends and I like my mobility. I like my mobility. I like to move around and be flexible and athletic, and that's the way I'd like it. So I would never, ever consider a tummy tuck. That's just me. But some people don't mind those things. Some people, are okay. They're limited already, so they don't mind being limited by more stuff. But to me, I want to be unlimited. I want to be capable of doing anything and everything in my life. And having limitations it sucks.
On Instagram, they're asking if we use any drains.
No drains, no drains. So we use tiny little puncture holes to get our instruments through. They're 2 millimeters. They're about the size of the tip of a pen. Very, very small. We leave them open afterwards in order to drain more. So we want the wounds to drain out all the fluid that we use. And the people that drain more have less swelling. It's a good thing. The drains are not very effective because they clog. And then sometimes they get torn out. So it's kind of a pain. Most people really don't like the drains. Do we have payment plans? We do have payment plans. You gotta check with our office, go to our website. Can I be your guinea pig? I don't need a guinea pig. I've already done this thousands of times. How about gastric sleeve? Gastric sleeve is a good procedure for those who need it. I've found that it can be used in conjunction with, so some of you, you just have to realize that you're on a journey and there's not like a magic bullet here that you just do one thing and all of a sudden you're magically perfect and everything's great. You're gonna continue to stay on this path of improvement for the rest of your life. And whatever you get with liposuction is just one more step. There's gonna be more things that you're gonna need to do. And you have to continue to improve. And those that continue to improve get the best results and have the happiest lives. Okay, how long do I have to stay after the procedure? Typically you're gonna fly in the day before and stay for 2 nights afterwards.
On Instagram, they're asking how near the Las Vegas Strip are you?
Yeah, so here's the thing. So like we're on the opposite side. So the airport's right here, and then the Strip is right next to it, and our office is on the opposite side. So we're about 15 minutes from. It's funny because the Strip and the airport are right on top of each other. So we're about maybe 15 minutes from the airport and 20 minutes from the Strip, and you just kind of keep going on the freeway. But it's Vegas, so you can do anything while you're here. You can go to shows. There's lots of things. There's lots of ways to get in trouble. So you bring your husband, and he might end up in jail or something. But the other alternative is maybe he might win a jackpot and pay for your procedure. Whew, that'd be money in the bank. Okay, Does this hurt? So we have a patient, Stacy's on TikTok right now. She's answering some questions for you guys. Maybe you can ask her if it hurts. You know, everyone's a little bit different. You know, Stacy will have her opinion, but if you guys want real opinions from our patients, we do have our private Facebook group. You can see us in the green box right here, My Shape Lipo Support Group. You go there and you can actually communicate with our patients. So you can ask them what they say, because the truth is like, if you ask me if it hurt, I had the procedure, and I wouldn't say it hurt. I would say it felt really weird. Other girls, you know, other people that had the procedure, they might say it hurt, and there's other people that say it was a breeze, walk in the park, no big deal. Everybody's different, and so you just need to realize that you're going to be different too. And so even if you talk to somebody that says, "Oh my God, it was a nightmare, it was terrible, it was torture," that's one person, maybe two. But when we do thousands of these procedures, it's a fraction. It's a small fraction of the patient. So I mean, you just have to realize that you're not the same as anybody else. Even if another person had a bad experience, even if they had bad results, it's them. It's them. It's not you. So, you know, like, I'm here for you to get to know me and get to know my personality and ask me questions, and so we can get to know each other and we can be on the same page, because it's important. We need to be on the same page so you're realistic with your expectations and you understand what I'm capable of. This is a cool picture here. This is Miss Barbara Shaw. She's on our group. You can follow her. These are next day results. See if I can get my head out of the way here. So these are next day results, and you can see how, you know, she's still very swollen in there, but you can get these results so quickly. This one's one of my favorites. This is one of those really advanced, complicated situations. You know, she wears her pants right in the middle here, and so that's what causes that ridge. So some of you might be causing the same thing. And the reason why she wore it, because it's clear. She was embarrassed. She was insecure. She's covering up. She's covering up this belly and this fupa area that you guys like to call it. She's covering up. And this is the consequence. You know, there's consequences to everything that we do in life. And so when you're insecure and you don't like the way that you look, you do certain things. And there's certain consequences. And you can't hide. People think you hide, and you can't hide. I look at this person and I already know. I already know exactly who she is. I know what she's about. I know that she's been hiding most of her life. I mean, even just looking at the face, you can see the way people, you know, when people take pictures on social media, you can see how they hide. You can see women like to do. I'll show you the tricks so you guys you can realize that you know, everybody really we already know this stuff. You guys turn sideways because you think you're more narrow this way. You hide behind people, right? You hide behind your kids. You put your kids in front of you so nobody can see your body. You turn your face. You already know your angles with the face that looks good, so you turn that certain way. You wear certain colors. Many of these girls wear compression garments underneath and then big baggy clothes on top, so nobody knows that you're compressed. Some people live their whole life like this. They live your whole life just hiding and embarrassed, and it's no way to live. You're not living your best life. You're not.
Make sure you tell people to follow us on TikTok.
Follow us on TikTok. And those of you on these other channels, on Facebook and Instagram, I go on TikTok a lot more often. I do these lives. There's tons and tons of questions. So, you know, it's hard for me to keep up with this stuff. That's why when we're on live on these other channels, it's hard because I'm on TikTok most of the time. How many incisions do you make for the 360? There's quite a few. So you got 4 on the front, and then you think about the 4 corners, and the placement of these incision points is very strategic for me. Anywhere I need to be able to hit one spot on the body, I need to be able to hit it from multiple different angles. And the purpose is when you go in one direction, you cause divots and grooves. But you come from 2 directions and everything smooths out. And this is how we do it. And this is not rocket science, right? I learned this from doing carpentry. It's crazy, right? In carpentry, I sand stuff. When you were sanding wood, if you sand in one direction for too much, you cause a groove. So you got to do like circular, you got to come from different direction. It's the same concept. When I'm doing this with liposuction, if I go in one direction, I cause a groove. And so I come from another direction and it makes it smooth. And it's a combination. It's going around in multiple directions, hitting the same angle, and this is how we get the smooth results. And it's a technique based. I try to teach this stuff, but people don't get it. People don't get it. Most doctors are only focused on how much money they can make. And they don't really care about being great. And for me, the number one thing was being the best. I want to be the best that I can be. I'm optimizing myself. And the more I focus on myself, the more that I have this pour out to you guys, the more I have to give. Is smart lipo safe for black people? You still have red blood and yellow fat. So color makes no difference. We're all human, and our fat all looks the same, so it doesn't matter to me, and it doesn't matter to laser. Maybe you're talking about the issues with was that the laser hair removal. I think that the darker colored skin makes it different for the laser hair removal, but the inside, we're all the same. I haven't noticed any difference, and I've tried to classify, but it doesn't make sense. We're all the same. Everyone's different, and everybody's very, very different. It doesn't really matter what color you are. How long would I stay after surgery? So you're gonna fly in a day before and stay for 2 nights after. Okay, what's up, Chappelle, Florida? Nice. Ira, thank you for answering those questions in Spanish.
Some people are confused by the link on our website. They're thinking it's the quick quote or the consultation. One is free, the other one is $100.
Yes, so the quick quote is free. The quick quote is where you get your instant pricing, and it's you're gonna enter your information, and then after that, then the next after you submit your personal information, that gets you in our system, and then the quick quote is you're gonna put in your BMI you're gonna calculate your BMI with your height and weight, and then there's a couple questions that you're gonna answer, which will allow you to make choices of what you want to treat, and then it gives you pricing. It's quick, it's easy. Watching from Texas. Man, we're all over the country. It's awesome. Okay, Grandma Gail says I had a tummy tuck done and not impressed. Yeah, and that's not a surprise. You're gonna find lots of people on here. See, Dollywood, that's the place. Yeah. You're gonna find lots of people. All of our patients are looking to avoid a tummy tuck. So if you're looking to avoid a tummy tuck, then you're gonna be really excited about this. If you want a tummy tuck, then just keep on swiping. That's not what we do here. All this is done under local anesthesia. No tummy tucks, no cutting of the skin. If you like those big scars, then keep on swiping. But if you want to avoid those things, that's what's possible. And I'm just here to share that with you. And you know, it's your choice. Whether you think this is good or bad, that's your choice. I'm not here to say whether it's good or bad. That's you make the decision. Lipo looks pretty good. That's right, Grandma Gail. And you know what? Even after you have a tummy tuck, I get lots of people that get a tummy tuck first and then don't get the results that they're looking for. So they got to get the fat sucked out. I'm gonna back up so you can see this a little bit better. This is a chin liposuction. So we take the fat from the jawline right here, which makes the face more oval. So you see how her face is instead of being round, it's elongated and oval, and that's just by simply taking the fat right here and then below the jawline right here. And so we take the fat above and below the jawline, which uncovers this. And so if you haven't had a jawline for a long time, like you're one of those people, your face goes right into your neck, that's frustrating, right? Or you turn sideways and your chin goes to your neck down here and you got this double chin. Those people hide from pictures because they're embarrassed, and it's so easy to fix this. So easy. This is a good example of instant results. Instant results. Large volume liposuction. And you can see if you look close, you can take a screenshot and zoom in here. She's got lots of damaged skin, stretch marks, hanging skin, things of that nature. You see the fold hangs down, covering her pubic area. Then afterwards, immediately while she's on the table, that fold is essentially gone. It's just a little bit of a skin fold right there, and I'm guessing that this will heal up and the fold will go away after the procedure. And the way that happens, let me explain how that happens. So an individual like this, what we do is we take like tape, KT tape, and you can attach it on the bottom here and pull it up, which makes the fold go away. And then when you put compression garments on, the compression garment holds everything in place, and the body forms scar tissue, which kind of looks like, it works like glue. It sticks everything together, and the fold goes away. And it's permanent. Seems like magic, but it's not. There's explanations for these things. Okay, went to the website, nothing about pricing at all. It's literally, Black Queen, I put this in red on purpose. It's red on purpose. There's a quick quote, is a red button, literally go on the screen, it's right in the front, like right in the middle, front and center. It says quick quote. So, I can't make it more easy than that. Well, I guess I could. The whole website could be one link, right? Okay, sorry, these are moving quick. But thank you for, she did all caps, it's like she's yelling at me. Okay. Okay, what if you had 2 C-sections? No problem. Look, all these women are moms. All of them. And, you know, moms, as you know, C-sections are very common, so a lot of these women have C-sections. Okay, Cassandra says, if I go on vacation for a week to Vegas, can it be done within a week? Of course. Yeah, no big deal. But you got to get your consultation, you know, beforehand. And we do that remotely. So, you know, before you come out here, you schedule the consultation and you go get your quick quote first. So then when you're serious, it's a formal consultation. All the links are on the first page of the website. You don't have to go anywhere. Just get to the website, myshapelipo.com, right on the first page. And the instant quick quote is a red button. Okay, had gastric sleeve with lots of skin. Can you pull in skin with lipo? It is possible, but if you don't have any fat and it's just loose skin, then you're probably talking tummy tuck. But if you have fat and loose skin, that's when we can help you. And that's when the skin really tightens up, because it's the process of breaking up the fat and stimulating the healing response that we get the skin to tighten up. Okay, how long would I have to stay in Vegas for recovery? It's usually you're gonna come the day before and stay for 2 nights after. Can you do thighs and arms at the same time? I don't recommend it. I like to focus on one major problem. So when I say major problem, I break it up into 3 major problems. You got the upper torso, which includes the chin, the arms, the underarm, the upper back, and maybe if you have this buffalo hump back here, that would be major. We'd take care of all of that in one procedure. The next major problem would be the midsection. And we take all of this in one procedure, unless you're larger. When you get larger, then we got to break this up into 2 different procedures. And then the thighs, same thing. We're going to take the thighs, do the entire problem. The entire problem. And that's how we get the best results. If you jump around, I have people that do that. They jump around trying to do, you know, little parts of the entire body, and you get half-ass results all over, and it sucks.
On Facebook, Rebecca says she's on TikTok, and maybe you want to join her live.
Yeah.
To figure that out.
Yeah. So Rebecca, go on there and request, and I think, you know, if you request, and let's see if I can do this. I think if I can. There she is. Oh, I just accept. Duh. There we go. All right. We got Rebecca on. What's up, Rebecca?
Hey, wait, hold on.
Can we turn the volume up on this?
Okay, hi.
How do we do this?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I need to turn up the volume so other people can hear you. Okay. You there?
Wait, yeah, hold on. Can you see me?
I don't, so on TikTok, it puts you this little screen on the bottom of the corner, so, and it just has your profile picture. But
I put on the video, save, hold on. Let me do this. There.
What is it?
Can you see me now?
There you are. How do we make it bigger?
Hi.
What's
I
up?
don't know.
You want to just put that onto the screen?
Can we?
Yeah, just unplug it
Okay.
and just put that onto the screen.
We got technology here. Granville's in the house. How's this? Where's this go?
Erica, what's your question again? I'll be able to view it real quick.
Okay.
She's saying, can you answer my question, please?
Does that work?
Search
That didn't work.
HDMI1. There we go.
Oh, wait, it's got, whoa, this is like,
Whoa, whoa.
that's freaky deaky, huh? Look at that filter.
There's like a million of you in there.
That's so cool. All right, maybe we'll just,
funny.
yeah, that didn't work. All right, so what's up, Rebecca?
Hi.
How have you been?
Good. Everything's so good.
Good. What's,
Somebody, Erica was asking just real quick because she's been asking
Yeah.
over and over, but Erica says if she had a lap band, can she still get the procedure? I think that's a yes, right?
yeah, so the lap band is, you know, any of the gastric bypass or lap band or any of those procedures, you can get it. You just need to wait until the wounds are healed, and it's typically about 6 months is the recommendation. But a lot of those people plateau at a certain time. That's when we can suck some fat out, and it just pushes you along, you know.
Yeah.
So Rebecca, why don't you tell us about your story? You know, like I know you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I gained a lot of weight from depression and losing my dad. So in relocating and being in a whole city all by myself, it was just so depressing. But that's where I gained most of my weight, which led to a big belly that folded over. And I don't know if Granville, if you can pull up my before and after behind him. I don't know if you have access to do that, but I had a really big belly. And once he sucked all of that out, I got an Hourglass figure from it. And of course, I did opt in for the BBL and have some volume put into my butt because I have pancake booty. But
But now you got a big
I
butt.
don't know if I can even show like what my booty looks like because it's a nice one.
Yeah.
But let's see if I can do that. I know it's super small. But...
Super small. Come on now. That's definitely like smackable, you know?
Yeah, and I think I mean, so because the procedure went so well, and I had such, a lot of people were like, "You're like the lipo queen. Like you can recover so well." I mean, same day I walked out of the procedure. The next day I was up cooking dinner for my family again because I don't eat out at all. I cook all of my meals. I don't like eating out.
Right.
I like my cooking better. So I was back to cooking my meals the next day. You know, the only thing that I would say was the most challenging part of recovery was sleeping with the BBL. I'm a side sleeper. I sleep on my side. So having to stay off and putting no pressure on the butt at all was the most challenging.
Right.
But moving around, getting around, doing daily activities, that was not complicated at all. Just staying compressed and making sure that the swelling was under control and wearing your compression socks. Everything that you need to know needs to be learned beforehand. Don't try to go through this without the education already. But then because of how well everything went, I said, you know what, let me go back and get my arms, my chin, my back bra roll done. So I have had all upper body lipo, and the transformation is like great. Like my chin, I think, is probably my favorite because I show my face on camera a lot. And when I would view like previous videos, it would come up on my memories and stuff from like the last 4 or 5 years, and I would see how much weight I carried in my face. It made me not only look older, but it just, you can tell just from my face that I was a heavy person. So I think that whole snatchery that you did on my face really was huge, especially when it came to my confidence on screen.
Right.
But not just that, you know, all around, going out, being with friends, being, you know, just being able to wear clothes and not have to second guess and try 8 outfits on before I was ready to leave, or not wanting to go because I didn't feel confident. I was really restricting myself from life.
Yep.
Like, I hated being in public because I was so embarrassed the way I looked.
Right.
So, yeah, you can sleep on your stomach when it comes to the lipo. It's just not that comfortable.
Right.
The best way is with a lot of pillows and on your back with some kind of stability with your like your lower back here. That lower back is where you really want the most support so that you're not putting a lot of weight on your butt. But you can still sleep on your stomach. You just got to find what works best for you. I know people were asking about that.
Hey, did you see that picture in the private in the group today? That chin?
That girl that you just did her chin.
Insane, right?
Oh my god, she looks like a totally different
person.
person.
I know. I figured because she's wearing glasses in the after photo. I figured people are like, no, it's a different person. She's got glasses on.
Yeah, no, she had glasses before and no glasses after.
Right.
And it was like, what? Did you correct her vision too?
Hey, Lipo does some amazing things.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to go onto My Shape Lipo support group, I am an admin on there. I do not work for My Shape at all. I am just there to help. I wish that group was available to me when I got my first procedure. It's pretty amazing. You learn a lot and you get a lot of support in that group. Once I had my second procedure and it was available to me, I was able to get a lot of assistance for myself. But the first time around, I didn't have that group. So I was kind of like, I knew a lot, I educated myself on a lot, but to have support is different. Like support from females that either want to go through the same process or have already gone through the same process. It's so important to your recovery to have that. You don't want to do it alone.
Right. I mean, it's like, you know, I teach in business, you know, you can get to where you want to go like 10 times faster when you have a mentor. And you don't have, you can avoid all the pitfalls, all the mistakes that people normally make. If you can avoid those things, you get to your goal like substantially faster. And you know, after this procedure, obviously, you know, we do liposuction, so everybody's going to kind of get out the gates, you know, doing their thing. But as you can attest, it's more than just getting the procedure. You have to live the lifestyle.
Yeah. So once I had the procedure, I was still on the heavier side. So I just want to keep this, like, I say this a lot, and I want to make sure that people know this is not a weight loss procedure. He doesn't take a lot of pounds off of you. He takes volume and reshapes you. So my expectation at the very beginning, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, I want to lose weight. I don't like the way that the scale looks. But once I got, or, you know, the way that the scale and the number showing on the scale. But once I had the procedure and I got a really bomb shape, I said, screw what the scale has to say. Look at the way these clothes look on me.
Yep.
But then I went down that path of better eating, making sure that I was getting my activity levels in. I hate the gym. I cry on my way to the gym, but I kept doing it. I kept doing it. I kept doing it. And then things started getting easier. It was very intimidating for me at first because I didn't know how to use weights. I didn't know how to use machines. So I was very intimidated. But because I just kept practicing and doing it over and over, I ended up losing even more weight after the procedure. And now I'm just like a smaller person. And I love the way that it's going. I still am on the thicker side because I have the booty and the thighs, but they're a lot smaller than they were. Just things fit so much better. I can actually do 5K runs now, and I can do like obstacle courses. I can pull myself up. I couldn't pull myself up before, you know, just getting up and over these obstacle courses. Now I can because my arms are stronger.
Right. And you were doing this with your son too, right? Is it bonding?
Yeah, I got him involved. He's super, you know, he surpasses me on a lot of these things, and it's like he's 11. How am I not able to keep up with him?
Right.
That's not okay.
Well, I mean, you know, there's moms that wouldn't even get out there with their kids. And so I think it's saying a lot that you're able to get out there and set an example for your kid to live a healthier lifestyle and just be part of that, you know, play part of their life. You know, when you're a bigger girl, you simply can't do that stuff, right? You can sit on the sidelines and watch, and you could be a spectator in life, or you can get in there and play the game. You know, and I think
I'm doing a lot of that, either not showing up at all, or, you know, just watching at the sidelines instead of, you know, my nephew would do soccer, and he would play around in the field and stuff, and I wouldn't go out there with him. And I regret that because now that I've moved away and I didn't build, you know, have that, you know, activity with him, and I didn't get to have that bond with him out in the field and playing around with him. So, you know, it's just, there's so many different aspects around getting this procedure. It's not all looks. That's one of them. That's one of the number one reason why people get it. But there's so many different things that you get out of it.
So now,
I don't think people think about those things. Like, do you hide behind your child when you're taking photos?
Right.
You know, that's what I was doing. I was hiding my body behind my kid because I didn't like the way I looked in photos. Or I would force my friends to show me pictures before they posted them. I was like, you're not allowed to post anything until I say it's okay. That's
funny.
Sad.
It is, right? I mean, when we talk about like living your best life, you know, that's not your best life, right?
No.
And you know, when you have to hide from stuff, it's just you always have this like level of fear and anxiety in you, and that's no way to live. And I think
honestly, if you think about it, people really don't even care. Like, they don't give a crap what you look like. It's all in our own heads.
Right.
We're beating ourselves up about all of this when we can fix it, and we're doing nothing about it to fix it, and then all we're doing is just hiding.
Yep. Life is it can be easier, and I think a lot of it just starts up in your mind. But in many cases, people need to change the physical. So it's like it's what you're seeing. If you see yourself a certain way, then you think of yourself a certain way, and if you believe that you are, you know, we'll you know, if you call yourself a fat girl or a chubby or whatever you call yourself, right? If you're not calling yourself skinny and athletic and whatever, then you're thinking yourself as in a different way. And those,
You know, you say that. Just the other day, we were talking about food with a friend, and I was like, yeah, my inner fat girl can't go a day or a week without tacos.
right?
Like, why do
Exactly.
I say that?
Because then it becomes true for you.
Yeah.
You know, which is it's obviously not true. You know,
It's not.
It's a choice
No,
that you
but
make.
I like tacos. I just make them healthier.
Right. Yeah, I think that,
Yeah.
you know, so, okay, now how long has it been since your procedures? Couple years?
So 360 Lipo and BBL has been 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And the arm, chin, and back bra roll was a year, a couple of months.
So now this,
I love my arms because like there's no loose skin, like it's super tight. I
Right.
mean, they were like down to here,
Yeah.
right? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But there's no loose skin. And the other day I had posted a picture of my arms like this, and somebody complimented my armpits. They're like, you have really nice armpits. And I'm like, that's Trevor.
that's weird though. I mean, like, I don't know, I guess complimenting your armpit, that's a nice compliment, but that's kind of odd. I haven't heard that before.
Armpits. Yes.
You're like, Trevor, he does great armpits.
Yeah. No, he doesn't bill insurance. It's all out of pocket, but it's worth the investment, y'all.
Right.
It's worth it.
So I was going to ask, you know, so it's been a couple years, you know, now you said initially it's the cosmetics, it's the visual that people come for, but now that it's been a couple years and you've noticed all these other benefits, where do you think is the true benefit?
Okay, so one of the number one true benefits to the so right before I had got all of this work done, I was told I was pre-diabetic. And my numbers were on the tipping scale of becoming a problem. It's genetic. My father's mother, they're all diabetic. So I had to do something about that. I knew I had to do something about that. And then I had just recently did blood work, and my numbers are nowhere near being diabetic. Nowhere near. Like, I am on a very healthy scale. They're like, your numbers are really good.
That's awesome.
So you're not anywhere near being a diabetic again. So
Good.
that alone, because my grandmother, she passed away at 50. My dad passed away at 57. I refuse to let genetics be the reason, but it really wasn't. They didn't take care of themselves.
Right.
They did not eat right. They did not have activity in their lives. They had a sedentary lifestyle, which I do too. I sit down on my butt all day long at work, but I still get at least 10,000 steps a day every day.
Right.
At least 10,000. So having small goals and then eventually getting to that point, people have to get up off their butts. You have to move.
Right.
I'm not going to die in my 50s. I refuse.
I don't know if you remember this from my story, but my grandfather died in 57. My dad died in 70, but you know, I had it in my head because I have a heart murmur. And so I had it in my head that, you know, they used to call me Little Andy. That's my name, my grandpa, who died at 57. And so I thought, since I was just like him, that I had a heart issue. I was like, well, you know, it's a foregone conclusion, right? It's DNA. They told us, you know, DNA, right? But then I had read some books and listened to some videos, and they said, you know, your DNA is not dictating. You can change. And so that's when I started making all these life changes. And now is like the way my mindset is like, if you do the right things, you can live as long as you want. In my opinion, you can live as long as you want. And I'll tell you what, if you can live another 20, 30 years, the technology in 20, 30 years is going to help us advance our life and rebuild the stuff. We're already figuring this stuff out. We're already rebuilding. It's like maintaining your car. And if you maintain your car, the Cubans did this. They have cars that have been there since like the 60s or 50s, you know, and they just keep maintaining them. And so our bodies are the same way. If we just keep maintaining, we can live way longer than we think. There's people that believe that you know, you're gonna die in the 70s and 80s. The people now, like our age, are not gonna die in their 70s and 80s. They're gonna die when they're over 100. I think everybody is. Not everybody. The people that don't take care of themselves.
I mean, I'm a hearing specialist, and I have patients that come to me that are reached their hundreds and still driving themselves and still full of life, and I want that.
Right.
I want that. Like, I don't have a goal of 70, 80, 90. Like, I really want to have a 100th birthday. That would be amazing.
Yep.
Somebody keeps asking about insurance. He does not bill insurance at all. So there's your answer.
So I mean, if you like, I've had some people that claim that they can get reimbursed, so you can try that.
Yeah, that can be a process. Same thing with my field. Like, if I don't accept certain insurances with the hearing industry, they can show a bill of sale that a work was done, and if you have history of complications as far as like skin irritations and something being removed and it causing no more issues,
Right.
You can attempt that, but there has to be a history of complications already on file, and you just have to reach out to your insurance to see what kind of benefit they would supply. But there is a bill of sale, so you can always attempt that route, but there's no guarantee.
It's got to be considered medically necessary, right?
It does. It has to. Like, I know there are several patients that get skin removal because of the fact that they have like a lot of infections that are happening because of the skin being too close together and all that jazz. So you just have to dig deep into your own plan, but he will not bill your insurance directly. You're welcome. No. D lady, can I see you?
See, can you?
And honestly, people are so questionable about this whole skin retracting back thing. I am shocked at how well the skin retracted back on me. There's a lot of aftercare that plays a huge role in how well your skin's going to retract back. It's not just procedure. I mean, that's one step. But what I did after I was done with all of my, pretty much the hardest part of the recovery and the skin just repairing itself, I then went and did dry brushing to have better texture to my skin. I did a lot of my own massages. I had absolutely no fibrosis from it because I massaged myself all the time. Every single day I was massaging myself in the shower. So skin texture, bounce back, all of that, it can be done very well. The techniques that he does, a lot of doctors do not do. So it's...
Oh.
% left, so we're good. Am I still here?
Yeah, he's paused for a second, but you're back.
Yeah, okay. So, that form or fashion that he uses to help assist the skin retract back and all the compression that you do, you are a magician. Stop playing like you're not. No. But again, aftercare matters significantly. And no, he does not take care credit. He does have a financing company that he uses. What I did, they have what's called like a kind of like a layaway thing. I put down my 25% deposit, and then each like bi-weekly that I got paid, I was sending them money to put towards the procedure, so that once I was ready to solidify my date, I was like, okay, I know I'll be able to have this paid off by this date. That's when I would like it. But you have to remember your quote is only good for, I think, 6 months, you said?
3 months is usually.
Oh, 3 months? Yeah. Okay, so you just have to remember that so if your quote is for 3 months, but if you paid your 25% down, your deposit, how long is that good for?
Oh, so if you're doing like the layaway plan, that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, we'll give you 9 months for that.
See, I went on a 6 month. I gave myself 6 months. So I said, I'm going to make those payments, and I did it bi-weekly, and I was able to, and there's no interest to do that. You just pay your 25, you pay what you can, and then by the time you have your scheduled date, you can either wait all the way up until that scheduled date, pay it the same day. Like, I added on a procedure. I added on the lower back, which I didn't have. So the day that I went, I ended up adding on the lower back, which I'm so glad I did, because it really, not only with the BBL, but that lower back lipo really helped to give me like a heart-shaped butt, so that where my flanks, I have really bad flanks. Like, my flanks were like bubbled out. So when he pushed that in and then he did the lower back, my butt just like super popped out. Yeah. So some people already have volume in their booty, and they don't realize what lower back lipo can do to the volume of that butt. So.
And by the way, today I put in an application for care credit, because we've had we've had like 1,000 people asking for it on TikTok. So
Yeah.
So
I love Care Credit because
yeah.
they do no interest financing for like a year.
Yeah, we've been,
I love it.
I don't know. It's just funny because it's like it's limiting beliefs. Like my limiting belief was that they charge high provider fees, so they make us
do,
pay.
yeah.
But then I wasn't thinking that we could get more people in, and and help them
your
out.
numbers will definitely increase. I know a lot of people that will come to me, even my referral based people.
Mm-hmm.
They would have gotten it a lot sooner had Care Credit been available, but
Right.
they just set aside money and just did it that way. But
Yeah.
you would get more people wanting to expedite their procedure if they have Care Credit.
Right.
And I know a lot of people, the flanks did not hurt. Honestly, I'm telling you right now, the flanks were the least of the pain of everything. The least. The lower back was a little bit harder, but the flanks was like nothing.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? I have a brain fart because I read somebody's
Care
comment.
Credit.
Care Credit.
Care Credit, yeah. So the 12 months no interest is huge, and you're not booked out like months out in advance. Like you're like booking next month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can use your Care Credit account and get booked like within the next month.
Yeah.
Just got to get your free consultation and get your instant quote. And I know that people are having a lot of issues with that instant quote link. If you are on Facebook at all and you go to try to click that link, Facebook does not like it at all. So you have to go to the website via Safari, not on any apps. Don't use apps. For some reason, the apps hate it.
Yeah.
So you either have to use a real computer and go to the link, or go to myshapelipo.com and then click the quick quote, or you have to type it into like
Search bar.
like your regular Safari or regular website link or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But Google apps, Facebook apps, they don't like it. So do it the regular way.
I think if you put it in like if you use Safari, if you put it in Chrome, like a different search bar, just switch it up. Either like a refreshing, I don't know. I mean, this technology.
Yeah, I don't know. It comes up as a blank link or something. But yeah, you can book out if you need to. If you need more time, you can book out. But you have to at least put your 25% down within a 3-month period of receiving your quote, your actual quote, your actual consultation, not just your quick quote. It has to be an actual consultation.
Right.
So you put your 25% down, and then you can book like in advance. He said 9 months.
I think I'm just gonna get you to talk for me and answer all these questions.
Yeah.
I like lose my voice.
I know what people want to hear.
Right.
As a patient, I know what they want to hear.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone said in Florida, and there's a bunch of scammers. It's ridiculous.
It's bad. So there's a lot of new laws being put in place because of how bad Florida has gotten. You really have to do better research instead of just quote pricing or quote shopping. Like you want lower cost, okay, but you're going to get lower quality, and I don't suggest that at all. I say invest in yourself better. I am not good with anesthesia. I don't like being put under. Yes, I've had procedures done where I have been put under, but I would choose to not over being put under. Being able to just walk right out and not be like, doo-doo-doo. Like, I don't like that feeling. Like, I don't want to feel debilitated. I want to feel like myself with some recovery,
Right.
The pain protocol that you use is top notch. Like, I don't feel like I need a lot. I didn't use like strong medication. I just used Tylenol.
Right.
It wasn't anything that was so debilitating that you cannot get around or you can't. You're fine. You'll be fine. And a lot of people don't want to do things because they're scared. Okay, scared is normal. You're a human, but just don't let it win.
Yep.
Like you gotta like still do things and take care of yourself if that's what you really want.
Yep. Fear has stomped out so many dreams. It's unbelievable. I can't imagine how many people have not done what they really wanted to because they were scared.
Yeah, I left my whole hometown scared as hell.
Yep.
I was scared shitless. But I made something out of myself. My hometown was offering nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck. I was doing the same things. I was, and all of the things that I did, even scared, I was scared. I was terrified the entire time I did anything, but I still did it, and I came out on top.
Yep. That's where the growth happens.
Yeah.
When you face your fears and you do the things that are uncomfortable, that's when you really grow and advance, and that's when you really figure out what you're made of. When you do the same things over and over and over, it's like,
it becomes easier.
Yeah, it's easy, and people fall into this comfort level.
Bree said, she says, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable to be successful. It's so true.
Yep.
If you're okay with the uncomfortable part of things, you will be successful, I promise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it's just it's just going straight at the things that it's usually the things that you really don't want to do. Those are the things that exactly what you have to do if you want to advance.
Yeah. Yeah. So my number one thing that I look for when it comes down to who I choose to work on my body, obviously we want to look into credentialing. We want to know, the history and how long the doctor's been doing things, complication rates. Absolutely will I never choose a doctor that's ever had a death. So, there's a lot of different things that you can research without even having to ask a doctor about them. You can do that behind the scenes and do things through websites. There's, a lot of things that you can look into, but of course, technique is huge. The type of work that you're looking for, what your outcome is going to be. He is an aggressive lipo specialist. So he gets the fat out, and I didn't want minimal results. I didn't want a doctor to tell me, oh yeah, I can do all of these, because there's doctors out there that'll be like, yeah, let's do your arms, your chin, your stomach, all of these things, but you're only able to take a certain amount of liters out for my safety. So that means you're only taking 5 liters out of my entire body, which means my entire body did not get maximum results. Breaking things up into different sections was able to get maximized results because you're getting all of it. No, of course, there's still some left behind, but you're not minimizing how much you're getting out of certain areas. So targeting an area, if you have a larger stomach, just like the patient he has up there, she had a larger stomach. She had one area to work on. Yeah, she could very well have gone somewhere that gave her 360 lipo, but her stomach would have still been big.
Yep.
She wouldn't have had all of the stomach gone, and it wouldn't have been flat. It would have just been some areas were getting some lipo done around the waist. So if she ever wanted to, and she wanted to go back and get her flanks done and her lower back and her, mid back, whatever it is, she can maximize the amount of fat that can come out in one session.
Yeah.
So that's huge. A lot of people are like, wham, bam, want to get it done all at once. And sometimes that's just not the case. Your body is not going to allow for that to happen if you want amazing results.
Yeah. For a while there, I was getting quite a few patients, particularly from Chicago and New York, where the doctors were doing 360 lipo on people this size. And then you see the before and afters, and they're just like a little bit smaller. And it was like they were the same shape, but just a little bit smaller because they took a little bit out of everywhere. And it was like a half-ass job. The whole thing was a half-ass job, and it made me sick. But they come to me, then I can take them from where they were to the hourglass figure and the shape.
Yeah. So Bree, you can do arms and back depending on the size.
Yeah.
So my arms were not extremely large. They were, I guess I would consider a medium large. I don't know. So I was able to do arms, back bra roll, and chin all at the same time. So it really depends on your anatomy and how much there is and what needs to be removed. But the likelihood is more yes than a no. You just have to get your quick quote and see.
Yeah, there seems to be a bunch of questions still about the insurance. Insurance is like it doesn't accept this, and we don't bill them, and we don't accept your insurance. But if you get the procedure, which means you pay for it first. And you can finance it, but if you gotta get it first and you gotta pay for it, and then afterwards you can try to get reimbursed by your insurance company. But you have to show that it's medically necessary. So it takes groundwork. You have to do the work beforehand. So you have to talk to your doctors to figure out. For example, I had one lady that had very large breasts, and she wanted a breast reduction, and her insurance would pay for breast reduction. So she got reduction through liposuction and then got reimbursed through insurance. That's possible. I had one lady that said that it was because of her knees. She was heavier set and she had arthritis in her knees, and so to avoid a knee replacement, she said that she needed liposuction. And the insurance company bought it. So you got to do the work, and it's possible, but you know.
Yeah, and that's the same process with a lot of different. I mean, if a company doesn't actually do any direct billing, and your insurance says yes, you do get approval. You just have to get that pre-approval ahead of time.
Right.
And have the conversation, like make sure you say, okay, is this being recorded?
Right.
Because sometimes they're fishy out there. These insurance companies. I mean, I work with insurance. You don't. And you probably don't because of how much of a headache it is.
Ooh, I hate it.
Working with insurances is bananas.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand working with insurance, but we still do. We still honor, and have to work with it. But us as providers, we don't get a lot of benefit when we're doing insurance billing. I don't get hardly anything out of it. Maybe a couple $100.
It's crazy. I used to, before, years and years ago, before I did liposuction, I did orthopedic surgery, and the insurance doesn't pay anything. It's crazy to see what the hospitals bill and then what they get paid. They'll bill like $50,000 and get paid $1,500. It's crazy. Yeah. The insurance companies just don't want to pay for anything. It's such a corrupt system. I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
They don't even want to pay for my preventatives.
I know.
Like, a lot of the things that I want to do to prevent myself from getting sick, they don't want to pay for. But they'll pay for it when I'm sick.
Yep. Just wait, because you know why? Because then it's all the pills that you have to take.
Yeah, they want to keep us sick.
Yep, and they're invested in that.
They want to keep us coming back. That's what it is. But yes, I would definitely have you guys apply for your care credit accounts. Mm-hmm. Get that going.
Yep, we're almost there. So, all right, I'm getting tired. You ready to be done?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool.
I'll join you another time.
Okay.
My life is crazy. It just happened to be a day where it's good. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm like living on TikTok now, so.
It's good. I'm glad you actually are using this platform. You're getting really exposed.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're doing it.
It's been working well.
And I'm glad that we're getting a lot more people in the MyShape support, the MyShape Lipo support group.
Yeah.
So if you guys aren't in there yet, please join. If you guys have any questions, you want to see my before and afters, I'm in the group. I post everything. I'm very open about everything, so please hit me up.
Right. Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Rebecca Rex Roat is my name.
Yep.
REXROAT.
Rex Roat. Yep.
Rex
and
Roat.
She'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night. Okay, let's see if we can turn this thing off. Man, TikTok does not like to let you off.